is Hey, beautiful people. Here we are. Hello, beautiful people. It is your girl, Angel and Light. Happy Kislev season. It is the second day in Kislev, and I am so happy to be here with you guys for another Girl Talk video. First of all, grab your tea or your water or whatever it is that you're drinking, because I've missed you guys, and I can tell that you can tell that something's different about me, and it's that I pressed my hair up, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. I want to start this video. As you can tell, I'm extremely excited to be sitting here with you guys. I am not in my office. I am actually filming in my beauty room, which is just a blank white wall behind me, which is perfect for right now in this season. I'm not gonna trip or anything like that. Me, my lights, my camera, and my water, and my tea. And I wanted to start this video off, and I know a few of you guys may be like, girl, it's not that deep, or you might say, girl, you don't have to explain yourself, or, you know, whatever. But for me, I need to do this because you guys are my YouTube family. You guys are my girls. You guys are my sisters. Many of you guys come onto my channel and you see me as like a big sister or a friend, just somebody that you can relate to and talk to, I guess, even though I can't hear you guys' responses unless you guys comment below. But I'm someone that when I want to commit to something, I want it to be perfect. And I'm really seeing how that does not matter anymore. Like perfection, like, doesn't matter, period. I want to say that I am very sorry. I'm so sorry that I left you guys. I'm so sorry that I somewhat abandoned you guys here on YouTube. It's like things started taking off and then it was like, zoop. I didn't make time for you guys anymore. Not that I didn't want to make time for you guys, but everything was going on and it was overwhelming. And then I put so much pressure on myself for certain things. And for me, I understand that God has trusted me on this platform with you guys. He has given me an assignment, and I chose to make excuses, and I chose to get in my own head and not just do it, you know. This video is a continuation from the first conversation I started off a few weeks, it's probably like a month now ago, where it's pretty much where I feel like I'm not where I want to be, but I am where I'm supposed to be. And I want to start this video apologizing to you guys because I love you. And I don't want you to think that, because it is a normal culture for YouTube for people to come on, you know, you create this relationship with them. You end up falling in love with this person. I'm not saying you guys are in love with me, but you guys are in love with what my channel brings, right? Because you guys are now introduced to Jesus. You guys are now realizing there are more people like you. There are people that are willing to share more of their life. And for me to just ghost, I felt like was very unfair, even though I did keep some of you guys in the loop on Instagram, whatever the case is. I just know that my assignment here on YouTube is not finished. There are things that I have put in my own way, and I am now letting that go. We are in November. It's the season of Kislev, and I hope you guys forgive me for disappearing and not being as consistent as I wanted to be with you guys. But I'm uncomfortable, you guys. This is where girl talk really starts right here, guys. I am super uncomfortable right now with where I am in this season, but I am becoming comfortable with being uncomfortable, if that makes sense. A lot of you guys responded to my question where I asked, do you feel like you are in a place where you're not where you want to be, but you know you need to be in this space in your life in this season? If you are, drop some prayer hands, some, I don't know, one of these. If you are in that same season too. That's where I was, guys. Honestly, that's where I was. And I got into my head. I wrote notes down for this video for like when I wanted to record it, There it is. But I never did. I wrote these notes down. I'll tell you when. I wrote it down October 12th. Here we are, November 6th, or whatever day you're watching this. Hi, here we are. And when I look down at my notes, it's so crazy because what I wrote down, I don't feel this way anymore as much because I've seen how God has shifted me through this season. And I'm going to be very candid with you guys. There has been a lot of things that has changed in my life for me and Emmanuel that some people might literally say, that's crazy. I would go XYZ. I would be pissed. I would be this. I'd be that. And when I tell you I have so much peace in my heart because I trust God's plan for my life more than my plan for my life, that's where I'm at. In this season, I am growing in my faith. I am growing away from people's perception of me. I am unchaining myself from the version that they had of me in their mind. I'm learning to listen to my husband more, and that's real for a married woman to say. So if you're married, we got to listen to our husbands more because sometimes what they're saying to us isn't because they want to start an argument. It isn't because they know more or whatever. It's literally because sometimes they see things in us that we don't see in ourselves. And I started to listen to Emmanuel more. And yeah, guys, something happened. I think it was in the month of September. And it was something that I feel like if I wasn't who I was, I would be embarrassed. And I'm going to tell you guys what it is. It's something that some people would be like, oh, girl, it's not that big of a deal. But some people would be like, what? I wouldn't know what to do. So I feel like I just built it up and it's probably not even that big of a deal to some people. But for some people my age, it is a big deal. So as you guys know, a few months ago, we had gotten a new car. It was a Volvo. And it was my first car. It was the 2021 Volvo XC40, and I loved it. It was amazing. I mean, God did what he had to do with that car, you guys. And now I have no car. We gave the Volvo back, and I'm going to explain to you guys why. But when it happened, I wasn't as upset as I thought I would have been. So, as you guys know, with this new house, Emmanuel and I had purchased it as an investment property. So, what that means was we were going to come into this property, we were going to fix it, flip it, and then sell it. Because Emmanuel and I had a plan where it's like, nope, we'll stack up on income properties and then we'll get a single family house, no problem. Here we are today. We didn't sell the house, we kept it. Praise God, because I love this house and I honestly can't believe it. If you guys knew my story on where I've come from to live in a house this big, it's just, it still hasn't even sunk in. I can't even explain it. But with this house, we had got it as an investment property to fix and sell. Manny had worked with hard money lenders, and then he had to switch it over to a traditional mortgage. Some of the stuff I might say might be a little off, so I'll have Manny come and confirm it in another video or maybe in my description box below. Nonetheless, as you guys know, my income comes from what I do on YouTube as well as my products that I sell. If you don't know, now you know. I sell natural bug sprays, the husband journal that you guys are so faithful with. Shout out to all of you guys that purchase any of those two products, as well as the hoodies and different things like that. If you are interested, check the links in my description box. So my income comes from this because I am an entrepreneur. I am full-time into this. I don't know if I've ever shared with you guys my story yet, but I will share it with you guys. It's an amazing one. But yeah, so because of that, Emmanuel is the breadwinner in our relationship. And so our mortgage was going to be put into his name. with the Volvo, it made our, I believe it's our debt to income ratio off balance. And because a lot of these mortgage companies and banks don't really understand car subscriptions, they thought it was like a lease. And so we had to get rid of it. When Emmanuel told me, it wasn't something that was like new news to me because it was something we spoke about. I really recommend couples, if you're not doing it now, especially if you're married, if you're not doing it now, start meeting with your spouse about anything pertaining to your marriage. Some of the biggest arguments and reasons why people get divorced is because there's no money in the marriage and there's no sex and there's no communication. And so you could fight me with this one. I ain't gonna fight. This is something that I've heard from many people, many married women and men. When your finances are not in order, you're not communicating and you're not having sex because you're too busy arguing and being upset with one another. Nonetheless, so this is something that Emmanuel and I have been speaking about for a while, you know. And I always told him, no matter what, especially with this house, babe, I trust your vision. I trust you. I trust you. I trust you because I trust my husband. So when he told me, he was like, babe, we're going to have to give back the Volvo. And then maybe later get a used car or see for something else. And I told him, babe, whatever it is, I trust you. So when I got the call and he told me, I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm all right. A little part of me was kind of upset. And I was just like, what, really? I was like, God, really? My car? Like, you know what I mean? But I started to think like, Lord, it's just a car. You know, I spent some time by myself before I ran off and started calling my girls and calling my godmother. And I really sat there and I just, you know, said, God, thank you for this car. This car was a answered prayer, especially in the season where I was helping my mom relocate, when I was taking on clients as far as branding, and just different things like that. And so I was really grateful that I had this car in the season that I did, because living in Rhode Island and traveling back to Boston almost every other day, bringing my mom all around Boston to find a place. Thank God she found a place. You guys, that's a whole nother story for another time. And then moving her, I mean, that car was an answered prayer. If I didn't have that car, I wouldn't be able to do those things as easy as I did. When I finally spoke to my godmother, as well as one of my closest three of my closest sissies, they all confirmed what I heard from the Lord, where it was like, girl, this is just a small little pebble. Like, it's nothing. Like, you know what I mean? My godmother reminded me, she said, Angel, remember you always said that you could take that car back and switch it out, blah, 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 blah. That's not your car. It's a subscription. I was like, you know what? That's so crazy, because your words for certain situations and certain things does matter. I never really called it my car. Anytime I would tell somebody about my car, which is the Volvo, I would always say, oh, it's a subscription. You know what I mean? Versus like, no, like, you know what I mean? Anywho, I digress, guys. Long story short with the car, God gave it to me for a season. It served its purpose. I am more than thankful for what God has done with that car. I miss it, yes, but am I going to be butthurt about it? No, because I'm able to live in my house. Like, I almost got teary just saying that, and I'm not trying to cry because I got to leave, guys, after this, but I live in a house. Like, granted, the house that we lived in before was Emmanuel's first property, which had units underneath, but this is our house. Like, we get to live here together and start our family in it. And to me, it means more than a car. I also saw that situation as another reason why I need to sit myself down, because y'all, I was always gone. I was never home. I was always gone. And I feel like now that I don't have a car, I'm able to be home and kind of start settling into this house, setting up, recording, being on YouTube, being on Instagram, even tackling TikTok. Like, I'm able to just sit and be still. And even if I don't do any of that social media content stuff, I am able to just rest in this season. I'm I'm able to reflect more. I've been doing a lot of reflection in this season. Guys, if you're not reflecting, please schedule time in your week to sit down and just journal or just think to yourself, because there's so many lessons that you learn, but you're not properly absorbing unless you reflect and, just digest it all. I've listened to Tabitha Brown. She came out with a video on her Instagram. It was about being comfortable in your assignment. I was listening to Michael Todd, with this whole crazier faith. I mean, mind blowing. And then my pastor, Pastor Matthew Keith Thompson, PMKT, literally just released a book called When You Pray. Do I have it around here? I think I do. But with that being said, let me go grab it. His book, When You Pray, I kid you not, ever since convention, first of all, Pastor Matt is my godfather, and I'm happy to say that because him and his wife, y'all don't know. I could just bust out crying right now. Y'all don't know what these two people have been in my life, especially since I was a young teenage/young woman. When he released this book, I kid you not, after the convention, I felt a huge press to pray, especially interceding for women. I mean, my heart for women right now is crazy. I'm actually giving one of these away, so if you want to not win, but if you want a copy, I'll let you guys know, okay? Probably not in this video because I'm being really prayerful on how I do that, but anyways, when he released that book, and even his morning prayers, the convention, Sunday services, I've been feeling like, yo, Angel, you gotta pray more. And I think it's so funny because, as you guys know, in this house, I have a prayer room. And that was one things I always asked God for. I was like, God, in the next place we move, I care about an office, but I really just want a prayer room. And so he answered that prayer with this house. And so feeling this charge, like, Angel, you need to pray more. You need to pray more for your friends, your family, the women that you're talking to via online, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is. You need to pray, because when you pray, things happen. Like, y'all already know Jesus gang. Y'all already know Jesus gang. But yeah, so like with all of that, I'm uncomfortable because I can tell God is about to blow my mind. We're in Kislev. Y'all know I'm Kislev crazy. If you don't know what Kislev is, I will link 2 videos, maybe 3 or a few more, on what Kislev is. It's a season that God has created, and most people recognize this season in the Hebrew calendar. A lot of Jewish people still recognize it, but a lot of Christians don't, because unless you're really studying the word and made aware, you're not going to know about it. And for me, it was a few years ago during Kislev where something just clicked, y'all. Like, something just clicked. And I remember I had this desire, and I shared with you guys in the video on how I met my husband, the video that most of you guys found me from. But it was in that season where I just started, y'all, I was just left and right. I'm getting married. And literally, I remember being at church saying it. I remember being in my godmother's house saying it, grocery store, you name it. I was like, I'm getting married. Mind you, I wasn't dating not a soul, okay? I was not dating a soul. But I kept declaring it. That next year, during Kislev, guess who got married? Me. Praise God. I got married the next year during Kislev. During that season, I was just beyond ecstatic. I was like, God, you answered my prayer. I'm getting married to a man of God, a guy that serves you, a man after your own heart. Like, literally, Emmanuel's everything I ever wanted. In a husband, not a man, in a husband. And I'm everything he ever wanted in a wife. Praise God. And then after 2018, because that's when we got married, 2019, it's just like thing after thing. Kislev, I've always been intentional about writing my dreams down, writing and declaring things in that season, and even the other seasons during the Hebrew calendar. I mean, guys, the Hebrew calendar is lit, and if you guys want to know more about it, let me know. I'll share some more resources. But it's so funny because I was talking to my sister the other day, and she asked me a question. She was like, Angel, wasn't it Kislev when you guys got your house? And I was like, girl, yes. I was like, I got my keys. No, we signed the purchase and sale for this house that I'm now sitting in during Kislev. And then 3 days later got our keys for the house. And I'm just like, Lord, and during Kislev, so many amazing things happen. And I'm believing that not just for myself, but for you guys as well. God is just so good, guys. God is just so good. I mean, all you have to do is build your relationship with him, and he'll show you his plans for you. And it could be overwhelming. It could be a little stressful at times, but if you stay on that course, that path that he's designed just for you, he will blow your mind. But the only way you can hear him is if you're still and if you're quiet and if your heart's open to it, you know? My camera's about to cut off, so I'm gonna click it before it clicks me. So when I am still, like when I'm actually still, I was able to recognize that God has relocated me. He has removed things from me. He has separated me from some things because he doesn't want anyone or anything to take the glory for what he's about to do in my life. And I really believe I'm about to end this year off so strong, and I don't have to work too hard for it. Like, there was a word that I said, you know what? I'm going to hold on to that word, God. You said that you are about to blow my mind. You said that it will be sweatless favor. And so my hands are open. I surrender. Lord, whatever it is that you want from me in this season, I'm here. I'm ready to receive it. Guys, can I tell you, a couple of days ago, it was really, like last week, it was raining like crazy out here. I mean, raining like crazy. And I have made friends with a few people in my new neighborhood. One in particular I've known for years. She's an amazing influencer. You guys may know who she is. I wasn't going to say who she was, but I was like, this adds to the story because of how God is just so good. So anyways, it's raining. It's crazy. A lot of people are losing power. It's cold, guys. It's so cold. And she went public about this. So that's why I'm like, I can share her name. Kathleen Celeste, also known as Kathy. She was posting that she lost power in her house. And I was like, oh no. I was like, first of all, she has a baby, a newborn. He's still so small. So I was like, Kathy, I texted her. I was like, Kathy, you know, if you and Sean and the boys want to come over, we have heat here. We have tons of space. As you know, guys, we don't have no like furniture, but like get some air mattresses. We could have a party. But I offered her our house, like, you know what I mean? Because I could only imagine how difficult that was for her and Sean, and the boys not having heat or electricity. And so, you know, I texted her. She was like, okay, okay, Angel, thank you so much. We seem to be okay right now. If anything changes, I'll let you know. The next day, they were supposed to come over to see the house while the boys were at school. But when I checked back in with her, they still didn't have power. So I was like, guys, you know, this house is open. But the rain, like the storm had already passed. So it was like today would be the day where the power turns back on. So I was talking to Sean and called him because I think Kathy got busy or something. I called Sean. I was like, yo, bro, y'all could come over, you know, blah, blah, blah. He was like, yo, Angel, honestly, thank you so much. Like, you don't understand how much that means to us. That you and Emmanuel is just so like giving and loving and just want to, you know, welcome us into your home in this time. But we should be straight because the electricity is about to turn back on because blah, 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 blah. Anyways. But then he offers us 2 tickets to Maverick City's concert at the TD Bank North Garden. I think I said that right or wrong. I don't know. He offers us 2 tickets. And so I'm like, oh wow, like, yeah, we would love to go, like, you know what I mean? And he was like, yeah, it's not with us, like, but it'd be an awesome, awesome event, whatever. And I was like, yeah, sure, let me talk to Manny. Manny was down. The only thing we had to do that day was go to a funeral, more like a wake, or no, a celebration of life. And the person's celebration of life we had to go to, it still shocks me because it's that incredible. I need tissue. I'm not trying to cry because y'all know I just said I have to go out, but the celebration of life we had to go to was for Emmanuel's mom's best friend. Her best friend. I need tissue. Yeah, okay. Shout out to people that use toilet paper as tissue because y'all already know. It gets me teary because I could never imagine losing my best friend, even if like you are getting to the age where that's around the corner. She was really young, in my opinion. She was 72, I believe. But Miss Betty was Emmanuel's mom's best friend. Another reason why it got me so emotional is because one of my mom's best friends is sick, and I always wanted to meet her. And so my mom was like, Angel, she's sick, we gotta go to New York. And so this would be my opportunity to meet one of my moms. Sorry, guys. One of my mom's best friends from when she left Guyana many years ago. I need to calm down. Because I am about to boo-hoo right now, and it's not even funny. I didn't expect to share this in this video either, so here we are again. But we're just going to be obedient and do what the Lord puts on our heart, period. So we go to her celebration of life, and we thought it started at 3, which turns out it started at 4, which really meant the guys that were serving went at 4, and the actual event started at 6. The concert started at 7. So I told Emmanuel, like, it's okay if we don't go, like, it is what it is. And he was like, no, I feel like we'll be fine going. We talked to his brothers, we talked to his cousin and a few other people. They're like, yeah, we feel like you'd be okay. Like, just leave at like 6:30 or 7 o'clock and, just get there a little late or whatever. And so we were like, you know what, that makes sense. But then our sweet Auntie Norma, she knows how to get us together. She was there and she said, and the service was amazing too. And she was like, so Emmanuel was giving her a hug saying like, we're about to leave soon. And she was like, no, don't go. And so Emmanuel's very, very respectful, and he honors the elders. Oh, my other camera died, sorry. Emmanuel honors his elders in his family. And so Auntie Norma was also like a mother to him when he came from Guyana and was living in the US. And so she was like, yeah, no, don't go, because Miss Betty was somebody that, here I go again. I met her probably about like maybe 3 times in person and spoke to her on the phone a couple times. But she was the person, Emmanuel's parents, when they would come to America for whatever season they were in, to visit, Miss Betty's house was always open for them. Like, it was always open for them. And that's where his mom was herself. Sorry, guys. His mom was always there, and when she was there with her, she was always able to be herself. As you know, when you have a best friend, you could always be yourself around them. And so with her, like, I remember when we found out that Miss Betty died, the first thing I told Emmanuel, I was like, how's your mom? I was like, did you call her? Like, let's check up on her. And so I remember I called her one day. She's like, Angel, I'm doing okay. And I could tell, like, her heart's broken. It's her best friend. Like, thank God she was able to speak to her, like, for a few minutes before. Because Miss Betty knew she was on her way out. And so I guess she made some phone calls to her dearest friends. So Mommy and Daddy was able to talk to her. But that's who she was for our family. She was somebody that was just always available. And even if she wasn't here, she allowed them to stay in her house. Whew. This woman was brilliant. She was a doctor. I mean, she was brilliant. She did so much for the youth in Boston, especially in the science department. She was just incredible. So anyway, so we tell Auntie Norma that we're going to be leaving early to go to the Maverick City concert. She's like, no, don't go. And so I told Emmanuel, I was like, whatever you decide, like, I'm not upset. I'm okay with missing it because I know we're here in support of your mom for someone that has done so much for our family. And so Manny's sitting there and then he decides, it's like, yeah, babe, let's stay. And I said, I'm here, I'm with you. And his brothers are looking at us like, aren't y'all gonna go? Aren't y'all gonna go? And I could tell it's not that they were like, oh, ha, 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 like, you guys got told to stay. But it was like, that was a moment where it was very obvious that we needed to honor her life. And when I tell you, when we stayed for that celebration of life, the things that people said about her, I was literally sitting in the pew, like, boo-hoo, crying for her. Because I'm just like, not crying for her, but in celebration of her. Like, it was so much joy to be there for me. And I remember just saying, God, I'm so happy that we stayed. Like, I needed to stay because I needed to hear certain things that they were saying about this woman. And not only that, but just stand there and be a representation for Mommy and Daddy while they're in Guyana, because they couldn't come to the funeral because they're in South America. So the celebration of life, I know you guys are like, this is a long story. I hope you guys are enjoying it. So we stay for the whole service and we say, you know what, we're still going to go to the Maverick City concert. We catch what we catch and that'll be okay. So our tickets were like super high up. It was like pretty much in the nosebleed sections and it was like off to the side. And me and Emmanuel were like totally okay with it. We just wanted to go and enjoy ourselves. As we were driving there, I told Emmanuel, I was like, babe, I'm hungry. Like, I didn't eat. We need to get something as soon as we get there. So we're like rushing in, rushing. And then one of the concession stands that was still open, we got some food from. And this woman walks up to her, to us. And she's like, hey, do you guys want to go to the pit? Do you guys want to be at the pit, like on the floor level? And me and Emmanuel were like, wait a minute, what? Like, yes, we do. And so she gave us these wristbands and 2 tickets to go into the pit. And so y'all know I'm already losing my mind because it's not because of who we were going to see. It was because God blessed us for honoring Miss Betty's life. And I don't think it was an accident. It was like we had to be there at that time because if we had went to the concert earlier, we would have been up in the nosebleed section, which would have been totally fine. But because we were in agreement and we stayed to honor her life, God blessed us with a pit experience. And so I had my pizza, I had my little water bottle, and I was walking down to zone 1, and then I showed my tickets with Emmanuel to the first person, then we walked to another person, and we got to the area, and I just started boohoo crying with my pizza in my hand because I was so overwhelmed with love for God and just appreciation and gratitude. Like, God, we don't deserve to be in the pit. Like, we don't deserve to be here. Like, what? But you thought we were good enough. You know what I mean? Like, you blessed us with this because we honored her life and y'all, she was saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost. Okay, she was a praying woman. Miss Betty. She's up there with Jesus right now. So we're in the pit and we're just worshiping, and I'm just losing my mind because I'm overwhelmed with God's love. I'm like, God, you're just overwhelming me because you're just showing me that It doesn't take much for you to blow my mind. Like, if I am just faithful in the small, you are able to take me and just literally, guys, blow your mind. That's what he wants to do. Just with the small acts of faith, the obedience is better than sacrifice. When you are obedient, that's when he can take you and move you. We literally were in the pit worshiping. Can't even explain it. I just remember just being so, like, just filled with, like, if we had never been available or open to sharing our home with another family, we would have never got the tickets. If we never stayed and honored Miss Betty's life, we wouldn't be in the pit. Like, what? Like, it's those small things. Like, y'all, I can't make this up. When I tell you overwhelmed, y'all see how much I'm still teary-eyed about the whole thing, because honoring Miss Betty's life was such a joy to me. Like, I wasn't upset if I had missed the concert. And I'm so grateful for Kathy and Sean's friend that gave us the tickets. Like, you know what I mean? Like, y'all, God is so good. And I think the reason why I want to share that story at the end of this video, because I got to get going. It shows you, if you're faithful, God will bless you. If you are still enough to see the need in others, he will bless you. If you're willing and open to be used by him, he will bless you. And so in this season where I felt so uncomfortable, I was able to be still enough to see how God wants to bless me. And when I'm sharing on this channel, y'all know I'm not here to brag or boast or anything like that. Because when you're faithful, when you do what you're supposed to do, you get what you deserve, right? If you sow goodness, you reap goodness. If you sow negativity, toxic attitudes, opinions, blah, 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 that's what you're going to receive. And so for me, I want to sow faith. I want to inspire. I want to encourage. I love encouraging y'all. Y'all already know I love to encourage. I love to talk. I talk way too much. That's why I'm on YouTube. But yeah, in this season of Kislev, and this will be another video because we have met our mark, because y'all know I could talk y'all all day because I missed you guys. But in the season of Kislev, grab your journals, grab a pen, turn off the TV, silence your phone, put it on Do Not Disturb, and make time to be before the Lord to receive the plans and instructions. Sometimes it doesn't take a new plan. Sometimes he just wants you to revisit the old ones and actually put it into play. Hence why I'm here again today. And really pray. Pray. Worship and pray. Worship and pray. Worship and pray, y'all. Worship God. Be grateful. Send him your love. Communicate with him. Don't overcomplicate your relationship with him. Just do it, you know? For this video, I wanted to have shelves up. I wanted this space to look better, but God, he was like, girl, it don't take all of that. Just press record. Thank God I was able to do my hair and makeup because I had something else I had to do, but here we are. I had a few minutes before I had to leave, and I decided to spend it here with you guys. And so, to end this video, I just wanted to tell you guys that I love you. Sorry if you guys heard that. I didn't know where it came from either, but I love you guys. I'm sorry if it has an echo. I'm sorry that it took me so long to get out of my own way. I am so grateful to be with you guys again. And for all of you guys that returned back, thank you. It's so encouraging when you guys leave me comments and confirm that I'm doing the right thing in the right season. Because sometimes we want the praise from the masses, but for me, if I made this video for just one person and that one person is you because you're still watching, I've done my assignment. I could care less about views and this and that, whatever. I just want to be a light. And if I'm a light for just one, I've done my job, because I am only trying to impress one person, and that is God. And so if he has put me on assignment for you today or tonight or whatever time zone you're in, I'm happy that I am here with you. And I can't wait for the next girl talk. I missed you. And yeah, drink your water. Don't ever let anyone dim your light. And remember, you are blessed, you're beautiful, you are brilliant, and there's nothing you can do that would separate you from God's love. And so, till next time, I love you guys. Do all of that other jazz, comment below, share this video, like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, all that kind of stuff. But until next time, I love you guys.